Hi guys, it's Maya here. Okay, so where are we at? I went in for my follicle scan on Monday. And my follicle had gotten nice and big. It was measuring 19.5 millimeters, so that is really good. And also while she was doing the ultrasound, she showed me there was like this little, there was a little bit of fluid accumulated somewhere down there. And she said that it's normal. She used the name for it in Dutch, so no way I remember what it's called. But she did say it's normal to have that all women have that to an extent, but that around ovulation, it might indicate that my body was already gearing up for ovulation on its own. So she had me trigger either way that night, so that was Monday night. She had me trigger on Monday night regardless, and they also took some blood because they wanted to see if I had had an LH surge on my own. She said it's no big deal, she just needed to check to see where I was at. If I was already ovulating on my own, then the transfer would be on the Monday, the 13th instead of the 14th. So we had to call yesterday, that was Tuesday morning, to get back my blood results, and there was no LH in my blood. So LH is, that's the luteinizing hormone, and you get a surge of that, and it's what makes you ovulate on your own. But when you are I guess inducing ovulation, you get a trigger shot, and the trigger shot is actually HCG. It's human chorionic gonadotropin. And it's actually the pregnancy hormone, but apparently they're close relatives, LH and HCG, so HCG can be used to trigger ovulation. Don't ask me the details, I really don't know. So I had my trigger shot, which means that I ovulated this morning somewhere, because I triggered at 9 at night, so theoretically I should have ovulated this morning around 9 in the morning. And that means that I ovulated on cycle day 16. Which is kind of cool, because on my stimulation cycle, the retrieval actually happened on day 16. So ovulation was on day 16. So not that that matters, but okay. I like symmetry, so that's kind of cool. If all goes well and we have an embryo to put back, transfer is going to be on the 14th. So yeah, I had said in my previous video that beta would probably be on the day of my birthday. But that was in the event that the cycle were exactly the same as the cycle before, where I ovulated on cycle day 14. But since it's been delayed, I think beta last time was scheduled 10 days past my transfer. So that would be for me on the 25th. Something like that, 25th or 24th, I don't know, but the reason why they time it out so far away is because for luteal support in this kind of cycle, I have to get another trigger shot. And as I found out, much to my dismay, 9 days after I got my trigger shot, I was still testing positive on a pregnancy test, and I was not pregnant. So the HCG stays in my body for a long time. So I think it's fairly safe to say that I will not be testing this time around. I have not bought, not ever, internet cheapy like pregnancy tests, so I cannot be wasting like €8 a day to track, you know, whether the HCG is fading out or coming back up. It's just not going to happen. So I'm not testing. I'm just going to wait for it. You know, I've gotten my period on progesterone. I've gotten my period with detectable levels of HCG on my blood, so I will get my period regardless. If I'm not pregnant, right? So yeah, that's where we're at, and mentally I'm doing a lot better. I'm feeling, but that's the thing, when a cycle finishes and the last experience that you had was a negative one, you're just so disappointed and so sad, and then when you're gearing up to a new possibility, yeah, you can't help but, at least I can't help but to have a little bit of hope. Maybe, yeah. So the doctor said, we asked both the doctor that we saw on Monday and the doctor that we saw on Friday if there was any reason for us to be concerned that it hadn't worked yet. And they both said that, we had a very high fertilization rate. We have, so let's just recap. They retrieved 35 mature eggs. Out of the 35, 28 fertilized, which is a very high fertilization rate. And of the 28, 15 made it to 5-day blast. So, I mean, that makes us believe that our genetic material is good, that we have healthy embryos. But she also said, there are so many unknowns, and we put an embryo back that at that moment seems to be thriving and growing, and it could be that they just arrest in utero. There are all these factors to take into account. So, yeah, I've been flirting with the idea of maybe doing some acupuncture, but I haven't started or looked it up or anything. It's been crazy busy at work. I've been replacing a colleague for the last 3. I had been for 3 weeks. She came back on Monday, so this week has been a lot less busy for me. But it was good timing because I was the busiest when I was the saddest about the cycle. So that kept my mind off of things, at least during my work day. So I haven't had the time to really look into acupuncture, and I really do my research. And I know a lot of people here in the community do acupuncture in conjunction with fertility treatments. So I don't know. I'm of the mind that, the definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. And we're doing exactly the same thing, and I'm expecting for it to be completely different. So from that mindset, I'm thinking, well, what should I do differently? But acupuncture is probably within the framework of my treatment and our diagnosis. It's probably not going to be paid back in full, or maybe it's considered to be alternative medicine. I don't know. I haven't really informed, like I said. So, I might still look into it, but I think it's a little bit late in the game. I don't know. So, if all goes well, I'm up for a transfer on the 14th, which is a nice even number. And the month of my birthday was month 8 in year 12, so I like those. I love even numbers. I'm weird like that. But okay. So that's it, you guys. I will be getting back to everybody who commented on my last video. But we are back building up some things in our house. We desperately need a laundry room. I am fed up of going to other people's houses to do laundry. We've been living here since January, and I'm fed up. Officially. Okay, so we're doing that. So we're keeping busy at night, and I haven't had that much time to come on here and reply to comments, but I've read them all, and I really appreciate them. And yeah, so I guess I'll be updating you as soon as there's something to update, and that's it. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.